Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So I have this story from yesterday, I believe, in the Retail Gazette. I'll leave a link in the description. Now, this is a video to share around, okay? Because this is most certainly coming down the line, and people need to be aware of the digital trap that is going to be sprung on them. And the independence and the options that you have financially now will be gone forever if this goes ahead. And you will be in a situation where the authorities will have total control over your finances because it will be a digital-only, cashless and possibly cardless world. Okay, here we see shoppers threaten to boycott Tesco over biometric payments. Now, what are biometric payments? Biometric payments, that is a digital cashless payment system which is based on your physical characteristics, which could be facial recognition or fingerprint scanning. If you remember, MasterCard recently launched a biometric payment system where you had to smile at a camera to make the payment go through. Now, before we get into this, just look, I have nothing against digital payments, online payments, okay? Of course they are useful. Of course they open up all sorts of opportunities for people. What I have a problem with is making digital payments and biometric payments the only way for paying for things and removing cash altogether. And that is what the authorities want. They want a cashless society. They haven't made this a secret. Why can't you have both? Have both options as it is now. It's fine. But of course, for the control freaks, the authorities, using cash, say at markets or a boot sale, or when you use cash to buy stuff at the supermarket, it can't be tracked. It can't be traced by the government, by the authorities. And these authorities want to have 24/7 surveillance and tracking every purchase, every payment, every transaction you make, because it becomes information that they have and which they can use and sell. I mean, think about it. Fingerprint scanners, fingerprints associated with law enforcement, aren't they? These organisations claim that the fingerprints won't be shared to the authorities, but as you know, last week I reported on government agencies taking 8 million photos from Facebook for their intergovernmental tracking organisation Palantir. You're not dealing with honourable people who keep their word. They are all linked together and they are creating a digital prison. Look, here's the article. Shoppers threaten to boycott Tesco over biometric payments. Tesco is rumoured to introduce biometric payment methods, including face and palm recognition at the checkout by early next year, it says here. It continues, some reports have said that the move will see the UK's largest supermarket moving away from cash and card payments, with others suggesting they will no longer be accepted at all. Tesco Bank recently partnered with Onfido, the global identity and authentication provider, to provide a secure application process for new Clubcard Pay Plus customers. It used biometric identity verification and AI technology to offer a smooth and fast online user journey for customer applications. Yes. It's always the same lame excuse. Oh, it just makes the customer service so much quicker. It makes everything faster. All of this technology and expense being incorporated just so you don't have to queue for as long. No, it's not. It's not about that at all. It's to eventually have centralized one-point digital system of control over every person's individual finances. And with that control, they have complete power over the individual. The main point of this article is this tweet that they highlight, who said this: I've just had an interesting conversation with a staff member at Tesco who has confirmed that Tesco will be implementing biometric payments, face and palms, by early next year. They will no longer be accepting cash or cards, they have said. Now, of course, there is no way of verifying what this person says, or even if the staff member, who turns out was claimed to be a manager, there's no way of verifying if this is true. But it's very clear, if we look at the supermarkets, if we look at the government announcements, that these are the plans going forward. They want to introduce a cashless system and they want to introduce biometric payments. So why wouldn't it be true? And a lot of people responded to this tweet and they said, oh, come on, they're not going to do that. They won't do away with cash and card payments. People would flock to the other supermarkets. They're not going to cut off loads of customers just like that. And I agree, they won't do it just like that. But I disagree that they are not going to do this. They want to do it and they will try. And it's not just going to be Tesco. I mean, it's all well and good saying you will boycott Tesco and shop elsewhere. But what still many do not grasp is that, we're dealing with a very big network here. And they are all involved. All of the supermarkets are going to try and bring this in. Not just Tesco's. I mean, it's going to be Sainsbury's, Asda, Aldi, Lidl. All of them will be on board with this. They're all in it together. And the other thing to remember is they won't just suddenly announce this overnight. It won't just change all of a sudden. That would be too obvious, and that would create too much of a backlash. It will be done through a deceptive way. I would imagine, if this is true, that they want to implement this very, very soon, they will need another emergency, a virus, a monkeypox, or whatever. And I would guess, first of all, they would ban the use of cash temporarily, they will say, in supermarkets, because of the excuse that cash is not hygienic, that something may be transmissible through cash. That will be the excuse, and that will be the start of it. Then another strategy, working in line with that one, will be like they're doing with the airports, the long queues. This could then be created for the supermarkets. They create the problem, and then the solution. Oh, the solution will be biometric payments. They're so much faster. They could have a fast-track queue for biometric payments, etc., etc., and coerce people that way. All done over a period of time. Nothing quickly. This could be a couple of strategies they could employ. And as I've said before, this is the digital trap. And that trap is being made possible because of people's compliance. People always having their smartphone with them when they are out, having a smartphone at all. So many people using digital payments and not using cash. Anyone who has ever run a business purely online knows that they are completely at the mercy of companies like PayPal. And in some instances, these companies can just freeze your account for whatever reason. And boom, your business is shut down online completely. Your site is useless. But at least if that person had a shop, he could still take cash in or go to a market and sell whatever he's selling for cash. But not anymore in this situation. That choice will not be available in a cashless world. And that level of control would not just be over an online business and its ability to process transactions, but that level of control would be over every single individual across the world. The authorities would have the ability to block or freeze your account of any individual at any time for whatever reason. And if you think that by having that power, the authorities having that power over everyone, that they won't exploit it to the maximum and use it to control and manipulate the public's choices and the way they live their lives, then you are completely naive. So this is very, very real, and these supermarkets are all going to try this on, and people need to be aware of this, aware of what is going on, aware of this coming down the line. So please share this video, share it everywhere, share it in Facebook groups, in Twitter replies, on Reddit, wherever people who are not clued up on what's coming down the line, because many are not aware of this. And if you can see it coming and are aware of the game plan at foot, then you won't so readily jump into it. If you know the moves ahead of time, you can make a counter move now. I make these videos, but unfortunately, they will never go viral on any of these platforms. They will only go viral through people like you sharing them. So please give it a share. And even if it's just to get more people talking about it, just to get it to register in more people's attention span, at least that's something. Okay, as always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to HugoTalks.com and I'll see you later.